I've absolutely have. All right. We'll get this set up here. And we're going to go with this camera. This set up here. All right. Mute myself. All right. Let's get that out the way, get this out the way. So, so out of everything that we gathered from what he was talking about, right? And everyone that's on YouTube now that I just went ahead and shared this, oh my God, y'all just missed out on something good. If y'all want to go ahead and be part of my inner circle, by all means, just go ahead and send me a DM over on Instagram, JD underscore the great. So in that video, as I'm talking to everybody, he talks about the small controllable losses, right? And removing what is not proper. Actually, this is kind of bright. Maybe I gotta turn off this light so I can see it better. Would that be better? I think so. Seems like it's kind of bright.
Yeah, is your light on here?
Maybe turn off the light. Let's try that. Okay, I think turn off the light is better.
Can you zoom at all? It's
I
better.
don't think I can. Let's see. Video settings, camera. It does not have a, it says maintain ratio. Maybe if I take a ratio. Nope, that didn't do nothing. Adjust for low light. No, it doesn't let me zoom in. Zoom doesn't let you zoom. Don't you just love it? Yeah. You know what? I know what I'll do. Let me just flip it. We'll do something a little bit better. Actually, I think I just need just a little bit of light. I need to be able to see too. All right. So the first thing is losses, right? So he's keying off on the fact that losses is probably the most important thing. Then that still looks a little too dull. I might need like black paper. Jeez. All right. I guess I'm gonna have to see in the dark. But if we really think about it, losses is never what we're worrying about, right? And it's funny in the video as he's explaining things, is that we're so worried about the winning. We're so controlled by, we're not accomplished anything. We have to win. And I would say like maybe 90% of the traders that y'all don't see no more, that y'all like, hey, I haven't heard from such and such in so long, and this, that, and the third, right? Black Sharpie. Yes, actually, I might have myself a black marker that the kids did not to touch or move around. Oops, I dropped my phone. That'd probably be better instead of me using pencil. Yeah, I don't see my black one. Let me get something relatively dark. Let's go with you. You look dark enough, right? And in those losses, let's really understand, right? Stop losses. Do you even know what your stop losses are supposed to be? Are you operating with your stop losses in its most optimal position? And the reason why I'm saying do you optimize your stop losses is because you would have to back test, understand what the background of your strategy and everything that you've done, so that way you can be able to understand that this stop loss is optimal, right? That's the purpose of back testing, is to make sure that if I understand my stop loss, then I can worry about the winning, and that comes in the 2-to-1 ratios, the 1.5 to 1 ratios, the 10 to 1 ratios. How are you going to find that when you don't even know what your stop loss is? Oh, I just want to make money. So he's basically saying have control. My whole entire handwriting is terrible. I apologize in advance. Controllable, if I spelled it right, losses. Right? So these controllable losses, they're very attainable. If you really think about it, if you spend more time on the losses, you won't even worry about what happened with the wins. Let me give you an example of that. So, which y'all gonna see that on my after the trades. I'm gonna post a video breaking down everything in itself, right? Me and all of us we were just sitting trading, and I said, "Oh, we're going to go ahead and test the previous 50%. We're going to test the 618." We're going back and forth in the conversation. I said the opening range is not going to break to the top. The confluences was showing themselves all over the place, but I've yet to take a trade throughout that whole entire conversation. Then the next stage of it, to add to my controllable losses, again, this is what works for me. It might not work for you. I scale in. Because if I scale in, let's just say my goal is to have 10 contracts. 10 contracts is about what, $50 a tick? If I'm not mistaken, $5 or whatever. And at this point, I just work on automatic. I operate where I just want to see what number I want to do because I know the dollar amount I'm really to risk. Yeah, I think that's $5 a tick, 10, that's $50, right? So $50 a tick, right? My goal is to be at $50 a tick, but if I jump in that trade at $50 a tick and my stop loss is $350 in 7 ticks, boom, I'm already out of the trade. Stop loss is being swept during that time. But scalability allows me to be like, all right, I'm going to do one. And that one contract, that 350 is more like they would have to go against me 70 ticks. So I buy towards strength. So as I'm asking the question, I said, well, if I was a buyer, I think this was when we were shorting it. I said, if I was a buyer, I'm going to put my stop loss here, and I'm going to put my stop loss here, and I'm going to put my stop loss here. And I had like 3 different places. So I kind of scaled in 1, 3, and then 5, right? I didn't get to my 10, but I got really, really close. I got to like 9 contracts, right? Based on stop losses. Yes, yes. Think about it. If you know how much you're willing to lose, then you can be like, whatever I win is the cherry on top. All right, I know I'm willing to lose $350. If it shows me $350, I'm willing to break even. If it shows me $350, I'm willing to take $100 to cover fees. If I'm willing to take lose 350, when I see 350, I'm willing to take 175. Engineer your trades the opposite way. You're more worried about, oh, if it gets to this target, that's what drives the hope. Oof. That just kind of hit home right now. That's what drives the hope. That's what drives the FOMO. That's what drives every single emotion inside of you, is because you see the potential of how much money you can win. You're setting yourself up for failure. You're putting yourself in a position of straight disappointment. Nothing sucks more than misplaced expectations. Misplaced expectation is the byproduct of mismanaging what you're supposed to do. Now you're disappointed. It's the byproduct. If you've ever been disappointed with your trade, disappointed with your execution, it's misplaced expectations that drives it. Nothing else. You was expecting it to do this. You was hoping it did this, and it didn't do that. I need y'all to get to mechanical trading. I need y'all to have a back testing strategy and everything that you feel confident with, that you're okay with, that when this shows, there's no man, I dare you to come back to this level, because I promise you, when they take that, I'm shorting the crap out of you. I'm buying that dip if you come back down here. If you don't operate like that, then you're operating in hope. You're not objective enough. And just like the ocean will push you around, but you better get that motor right. Let's keep this going. At the end of the day, when I saw the trade and I'm looking, I didn't even know how much money I was going to make. Let me be completely honest. I didn't know how much money I was going to make. I was more wrapped up into the fact that I had to execute properly, not execute because I needed to execute. Anybody could click a button. I know some people that just started trading, and the first thing they did is click a button, and they made $200, and they were like, "Oh, this is easy. I quit my job. I'm going to go ahead and make the $200." Executing and clicking a button is one thing, but properly execute, which is what he was breaking down in that video, it was the most important thing. So now, as I'm looking at it, I had a 1, 3, 5. That thing came down, took that 3, gave it a little bit of a bounce, and then took that 5 and shot down straight to the 50% mark without any hesitation. By the time I saw it touch it, again, this happened in the blink of an eye. You already know how some of those trades can operate. By the time I saw this and looked up to P and L, I was like, holy crap. I made the money I was looking for and then some. I didn't go in there and like, oh, let me go adjust my stop loss because I want to see how far it can run. It gave me more than I wanted. Put a one in the chat. You got exactly what you wanted. You got everything that you wanted. And when you got everything that you wanted, you turned around and didn't take the trade. Put a one in the chat. You can you went. It's almost like you felt like you ran away from the profits. I don't care if it came back or continued. I'm talking about just pure. It hit your target, and your I won't say greed. Your natural inclination of if this can keep going, I could finish the week today. We are insatiable when it comes down to money because there's things that we got to take care of, our family, and this, that, and third. There's nothing wrong with being a little bit of greedy. But now, going back to here, what ratio did you have? And this is where the mechanical trading comes into play. I know I have an optimal stop loss. I know I do it by scalability. I'm going to control my losses, but controlling your losses also mean control the losses of profit. Let me put that again. Controlling your losses also means you have to control the loss of profit. So what do I mean by that? Let's just really understand what I'm saying here. We're trying to rinse out all the junk that we've done all year. We did our vision list, we gave our Mayflowers, we animate profits, but now we're trying to build consistency. And the only way you can get consistency, do you think over at the Ford factory, the tire bolter machine is like, you know what? I feel like tightening bolts to 50% capacity. Just because, I kind of woke up away and I feel like 50% is more than enough. Do you think that bolter machine is like, I'm so tired of how the trade's going. Sorry, I said trade. I'm tired of how this machine is going. They keep bringing me more tires. I don't know. Should I take this one? Should I bolt this one? I want y'all to really understand controlling the loss of profit will then determine how focused you are to A plus setups. Why? Why A plus setups? Because again, you're looking at the market and you're like, that's a piece of candy. That's a piece of candy. That's a time. That's a trade. And then out of nowhere, you find out that you took 20 trades and you lost $200. But if you waited for the A plus setup, it would have gave you some profits. But if you don't control the loss of profit, you made 100% of your target, but you let it come back to 50%. You're like, oh man, I got to make it up. That's going to trigger in your brain. It's not intentional. It's just human nature, aka control the losses. That also includes the loss of profit. Don't let the trade all the way get back to break even. Don't let the trade go back to your stop loss. Now, let me be specific because I think this can be lost in context, and I want to make sure y'all understand what I'm talking about. If you have a $350 stop loss and you're aiming for a 1.5 ratio, so that would be another 175 on top of the 350, so that's about 425, right? You're looking for a 425 profit. If it gets to $75 profits and you lost 350 when it's all said and done, that's perfectly fine. It just didn't give you the move that you was looking for. That's not controlling your profits. Oh man, I should have took the 75 and this, that, third. You know what that's going to build in you if you take that $75? You better take whatever you see because you know it could come back and take that 350. That means you're uncomfortable with the $350 stop loss. So shorten the stop loss so that way you can be able to let the trade play. That's what you need to do. Just get rid of the junk, folks. So in the video, he was saying that someone came to him and said, oh, I'm winning, but I'm not winning a lot of money. I'm this and that. How come I can't get the compound to get to the million? Like why when I get to 1,000, I'm frozen. All that is controlling the loss of profit. I went into that barricade personally. Now my new barricade is 2,000. It was 1,000 for a long period of time. I do the compound, I get to 1,000, I take the next trade, I lose like 50% of it. Then I do it again, get to 1,000, out of nowhere, I lose 25% of it. Then the doubt kicks in. Then I put a rule in because I'm trying to control my losses and also control the loss of profit. I said, listen, you lose a trade, that's it. Start over. Start over at 100. That way I can use other people's money to figure out this compound until I actually figure out this compound. That's my path. Maybe your path is along the lines of that. Maybe it's inside of your funded account. Maybe it's inside of you getting your payout. But again, do not let an A plus setup turn into a B plus profit. Makes no sense. Again, it's subjective. If I know for a fact I was aiming for 425 and then I went ahead and turned around and I took 200 because I said I'm going to risk 425 and I'm going to risk 50% of it, guess what? I'm risking the 50% of it because that's part of my control the loss of profit strategy. Because by me scaling in through that momentum, it turned into almost 4 grand. Why? Because I controlled the stop of my profit. It shot out. And as soon as it got a target that was way past what I wanted, there's no reason for me. Remember, we are idi. I'm gonna put it big too. Idiots, idiots in trades. We're emotional. We want more money. We want this trade to go ahead and go everywhere we want it. It better hit all the targets. It better not stop the direction. I want it to all happen inside of my entry time frame, a 5 minute, 1 minute, 3 minute, 2 minutes, whatever time frame. We want this. We're idiots. That's what we want. And if we get it, it's going to build a dependency to get that same feeling again because the dopamine kicks in, aka dope. We're dopes. We're dopes. We're idiots. We are when we're in there. Emotional damage. So how do you remove the emotions? By being outside of the market. Put yourself in a position so that way all you're doing is executing. This month of rinse, we are really rinsing. We are cleaning it up. We're clean. That junk, that extra unnecessary crap that we have, yep, it's an error code. If I want you to put your W's. Here's your why. I am looking for this to give me a 513 crossover to that downside. And when it shows me that, I'm taking it. There's nothing that's going to stop me. The only thing that's going to stop me is my risk management, because my risk management demands that I risk $350. They take the 350. You're not going to get 350 more than 2 times from me. You're not going to get it. Because that means the market climate is not built for my strategy today, this hour, this minute, this section, this whatever it may be. I don't know your strategy. Only you know you. Then you have to have a what. And when that what comes in, it's not, well, it kind of looks like it and this, that. If you go into kind of, then that means you don't even trust your own trading plan or you don't know it. You don't know it. You walk into a house and this, that, and the third, and you just walk up to a random woman like, oh, hi, honey, what's going on? Acting like it's your wife. She's going to punch you in your face. That doesn't, you better know the person. You don't even know your own trading identity, and you over here operating like you're operating like a person that knows it. That's why I got in a little too early. Oh man, right there, that was my entry. I was a little late to it. Oh man, I missed my entry. I might as well just sit out of the whole entire thing. You just don't know it. You don't know how to operate because you're not operating. You're operating on feelings. So these 3 W's are only designed to make sure you operate in the most complete order. Yeah, I'm telling you this right now. And then the best part about it, you're wondering why you don't have no money in your bank account or your portfolio. Because you have no win. When do I get out? You don't know when to get out with your stop loss, so you lost 350 more than 2 times, and now you have no money in there. You don't know when to get out and leave the market. All right, first time, all right, cool. Probably was a little bit of a sweep. Probably not the best entry. Probably was a B plus setup. I'm gonna give it one more shot. All right, boom, that one ran. Oh, the second one did it. All right, I'm gonna walk away. I'll wait for an hour, 2 hour, maybe the next 4 hour candle, and then I'll jump into the market. Then get out of the market for 4 hours. Maybe it's not working today. Maybe they are consolidating. Take profit. You're staring at the take profit. I'm like, oh, all you got is $1,000 for me? Listen, there's some people out there that can't even make $1,000 in a week. And you over here have $1,000 in your prop firm for 5 minutes of work. Well, let me take that back. It's not 5 minutes worth of work. 5 minutes of execution and relative emotional stress. The rest of it was planning or going it away to make sure your strategy is there. But you're staring at the $1,000 like you don't deserve it. I don't know if y'all saw my video. I had $700 and I looked at it. And I was like, no, I want more. And I end up losing another $1,200 behind that because I did not go ahead and control the loss profit on a A plus setup because I was an idiot at the time. I was in the trade. And I was like, only if it just breaks this resistance. Just for it to break the resistance 2 hours later and get to that target. So why are you looking? I'm looking because it gave me a crossover. I'm looking because the MACD is oversold. I'm looking because the stochastic is oversold. I'm looking because they just had a news that came in. What is my entry? If they give me a doji, if they give me a morning star, if they give me an evening star, I don't know what it is. It's just the way you trade. I can't control that for you. All I can do is bring the camel to the water. When are you going to get out? Because you're not an investor. If you was an investor, you put your money in, walk away, go to take a nap and everything else, do everything else outside of that because your leverage is built a certain way that it's not going to cost you more than anything, whatever the case may be. But if you're a trader and you're trading on the 1 minute, why are you operating like you traded on the 1 day? Oh, I want this and I want this. It needs to trend for you. And if you can't identify that, then that might not be your setup. It's time for realism to kick in, right? That's the purpose of rinse. We extend ourselves to figure out how far can we reach. Now we got to pull it all the way back and get into consistency. How can I be consistent with parameters? Why am I looking? What is my entry? When do I get out? I want to risk 350 per. And you know, these prop firms, they give you like $3,000 for you to lose. 3,000. Out of that $3,000, if you lost 2 trades at 350 per, then you got yourself a little less than 6 more chances before you blow the whole entire account. So ask yourself the question, am I applying proper planning or am I gambling? And then when you get funded, you're like, what happened? I got myself funded, but you didn't even have parameters. You just got lucky. And that's what he was breaking down. You was more worried about winning the 6,000 than you were on the losing 3,000. I'm tired of losing $3,000. I refuse to lose $3,000. I don't care if I'm up $40,000, $70 million, whatever. I don't want to lose $3,000 in any type of situation because that tells me I'm not doing what I'm supposed to do. So that said, that is my soliloquy. So how y'all doing? How's everything going? Let me go ahead and end it over YouTube.